I just wanted to open up, welcome everyone. We're excited. This is the first time in a little while that we're going to be doing this type of work. So we just wanted to welcome you to North York Community House. Welcome everyone online to North York Community House. My name is Cuddy Duncan. I'm the Director of Strategic Initiatives here. It's a long fancy title, but it means I'm just working with folks in the community, and we're helping people do different things to help make their community better. And so we're excited to be able to support you. We're excited to be able to do what we can so that your projects can be successful in your communities. And I just wanted to take a quick intro to people so you can know who else is here with us. All right. So, like I said, I'm Cuddy Duncan. Maybe we can go this way and introduce yourselves.
Sure. I don't know if online participant can see me, but I hope you can hear me. My name is Madonna Atwardze, and I'm the manager of community development. I will be like kind of your key contact along with Farwa, who is going to introduce herself now. Please, Farwa.
Hi everyone, you probably cannot see me, so I'll just introduce myself here. Hope you can see my face. I'm Farwa, I'm working with Madonna. I've been in contact with some of you through email, and I'm really looking forward to talking with you more today.
And we could introduce the online folks. Maybe we could start with Sandy and we go along.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm the financial coordinator at Niche.
Naheed next.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. I'm Naheed Ismail. I'm the Director of Finance here. So we'll be talking about some fun stuff today.
Hi, everyone. My name is Peace. I'm the project coordinator for Above the Ordinary. Thank you.
Kari, are we doing intros for everyone online as well?
Yeah,
You
we'll
want
do
to do that?
it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so hi, I'm Carol. I'm the manager of communications at North York Community House. Did you want folks to go around, Kari? Okay, so maybe, okay, in the room?
Well, we'll go with you first and then we'll introduce the people in person.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Okay, so if somebody wants to go next, I see some of, shall I just call out? Is that okay? Yeah, Rikisha.
My camera on?
Up to you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rikisha. I'm the Girls Program Worker at North York Community House.
Rikisha, just pick the next person and we'll kind of go from there.
Club Energy.
Hi, everyone. My name is Otilia. I am the owner of a women's only gym in North York called Club Energy.
Pragnesh? Oh, okay. Go ahead. Pick. You can pick.
Theo.
Hey everyone, I'm Theo. I work with Doing Us Better and just a bunch of other tenant-led groups.
Welcome. Pragnesh, if you can
Hi,
go.
I'm Pragnesh Patel. I'm a president of North York Gujarati Community Group.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just going by the folks on my screen, Rebecca.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rebecca. I'm a youth leadership and empowerment worker at North York Community House.
Thanks, Rebecca. Can we have Myra? Myria?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maria. I'm a community wellbeing worker with the Jennyfish Community Center, and I'm also a volunteer for the Toronto Current Community Project. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Chloe, did you go?
No, I didn't go. I'm Chloe Sanchez with Willowdale Holistic Garden Club.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Mehdi?
Hi everyone, it's Mahdi, and I am one of the recipients of local leadership grant, and our group name is Rooted in Nature TO. Thank you.
Very nice, thank you. And Ehi, did I get that right?
Yes, you did. It's Ahi. Hi, everyone. My name is Ahi. I'm the founder and director of programs for Be Future Ready, and we are one of the grant recipients.
Welcome, thank you. And Bernie.
Everyone, I'm Bernice, the program manager at Be Future Ready too with Ehi, and we're one of the recipients of the grants.
Okay, wonderful. I think we got everybody online. Did I miss anyone? If I did, please just pop up and unmute.
Zuleika Buchan.
Okay, hey, hi.
Hi.
Sorry.
How are you? My name is Zuleika Buchan. I'm the manager of social work and mental health at Unison. I am supporting the Zumba for Life group that happens at our Bathurst and Finch site. I see three community members present in your site right now.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. And we're gonna now, focus is going to be on you to introduce yourself. You're going to have to speak loud, your outside voice, so that they could hear you online. So maybe you start first here, and then we'll go this way.
Hi, I'm Yvonne, and we are the recipient of the Mind, Body, and Zumba for Life.
And I'm Jenny Fernando.
I am Cecilia. We working together.
Oh, yes. Nice. So all three together?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Nice to meet you.
So
Same here.
I think we should all give a little round of applause for everyone. I know it's probably been a lot of work. You had to write the grants and you were waiting to hear from the city, and it was really fantastic to hear. So we're excited. It's all happening really quick. So, you know, we just got word from the city not too long ago, just 2 weeks ago, I think now.
Yeah.
So we're just putting it together. We thought the first thing is that we wanted to have this conversation with you so you could understand the finances, because we know that some of you have projects that are happening right away, and you need to make sure that we are able to get the money to you to be able to do it. We thought we could have we thought we could have this conversation first, and then Mandana will be able to connect with you later on, and we could work on some more of the details. But at least you would be able to understand the processes that we have in place here at North York Community Health to help you financially administer your program, right? And so again, welcome and congratulations. I'm going to pass it along to.
Sure. I'm just trying to find it. Didn't find you. When you were finding, I lost my slide deck. Just open that again, and then I'm going to come and say back to everyone. So I don't know if should I move there now? Yeah.
Maybe you can share it on the screen.
Yeah. I'm not blocking anything here.
Well, the camera's over there.
So
can everybody see the screen?
Oh, yes, I can see it. This is this new set of slides, right, Farah?
Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone. I don't see you. It's hard when you are in this online hybrid mode. Sometimes you just want to connect, but not the slide. So I don't know if you're still there, but I trust you are still there. So I just want to say hello to you. Again, my name is Mandana. I'm the manager of community development at North York Community House, working with Kadi, working with Farah, and some of our team members are online as well. Rebecca, Rikisha, and we have other staff, other parts of the niche team that are supporting us. So thank you to everyone, and thank you to all of you who made the time. I know some of you, a lot of you actually are working, so it's not easy, but we really appreciate the effort you put in. You were very responsive when we tried to call you last week. And we got almost everyone on our first call, which was amazing. So we're working with an amazing group of leaders, very, very happy and excited to start this work, which is a good start to our summer. So thanks again and congratulations, like Kadi said, on receiving. I know you have gone a long way. I know how much it takes from a volunteer to put together with all the paperwork, with this city processes, approval, everything. I know you have come a long way. So really, really congratulations and kudos to your leadership that you work hard to bring this work to the community and your volunteers. And I've done it. I've worked with resident leaders and volunteers for over 10, 12 years, so I know how much work it takes. So I don't want to keep it very long. As Kadi said, we try to do this really, really quickly because you know that some of you are starting project as early as this week, maybe today or tomorrow. So we want to really be responsive to you. And first and foremost, the most important things that we want to make sure you understand is our financial processes, but I will give you a little bit of overview of other things that we have to be kind of cognizant and mindful as we do the project. And we will be in touch with you. I already received email from Fargo for a one-on-one meeting, so we're scheduling that with all of you in the next 2 weeks actually. And we will send you a little kind of agreement, partnership agreement that you need to sign between yourself and the North York Community House. And it won't be long, I promise. I've tried my best to make it really, really simple and short. We received a 34-page document from City that we have to read very heavy with legal language, but we won't do that to you, I promise. So you will receive that, you will have a chance to review it, and then we will meet you one-on-one. You can ask any question that you might have. So I don't go within all the details today, just going to be a very broad overview of the things that you should consider. And the most important part is financial processes, which is our Director of Finance here with us, Nahid. She introduced herself a little earlier, and she's going to get you oriented and started in that process. So we thought that's the most urgent thing to get out of the way before we get to anything else, but there will be more opportunities for us to learn about this and ask questions. And if you feel we need another orientation in a month or something, we will do that. Don't worry, we will just put it together very fast. So without any further ado, let me just do my quick first few slides just to give you a little bit of context of what our role is in North York Community House, and then I pass it on to Nahid, and I'll come back for more question and answer if there's any. So as you see, the purpose of this session to really make sure everyone understands the responsibility from our side, Nate, and from your side, as President Leader, we are your trustee and you have the trustee project. So everyone understands their responsibilities and role, and also how we will support you in each as we move along the process. And we all get ready together to hopefully to a very successful launch and great results. We look forward to all the projects and the amazing events that I have seen in the application. So if you can go to the next slide, please. Everyone sees this slide, I trust, right? Okay, so so in terms of what is the trustee role, trustee is your legal and financial partner in the project. And our trustee role, our role is to receive the fund on behalf of you from the city, to hold it for you within the time of the project, and basically distribute and disperse the fund to you based on outline activity in the project plan. That's our role, and also providing insurance for the activity that is again within your work plan, and also supporting you with reporting and with making sure that you go through finances, you stay within your budget. All those details are the things that we will help you. But it's very important to be clear that delivering the project and the work plan is your responsibility. It's not like for me to come after you and say, have you done this, have you done that, or do you know your event is coming up? You guys are leaders and you are in charge of delivering. If you have any challenges, you will let us know early in the process and we will help, we will do our best to help you, but it's really your responsibility. And also to communicate any issues that might arise along the way to us early so we can find a solution, we can do it among ourselves, we go back to city, let them know early. And also to ensure that project activity happens within the City of Toronto. This grant is for the City of Toronto, so it can be like in Markham or Richmond here or Mississauga, or it has to be within the city of boundaries of the City of Toronto. And also preparing and submitting your budget and your final budget, like actual that you have spent, and also your report is your responsibility. We help you, we can give you guidance, and there are templates that I just received them today from the city, just like I think around noontime. So there wasn't a chance to present to them, and we didn't want to also overwhelm you, but I will share those templates and those reporting like structure with you, and we can go over it, not one different meeting. So if you can go to the next slide. So as you know, we have issued several times in the past week since I think by phone and email, so I'm sure you know us very well, me and Farba. Farba is your first line of contact, and she just started on last Wednesday. So really congratulations. And she has done an amazing job. I know she's so on top of me, right? Really, really impressed all of us. So she's your first line of contact, and of course I'm here to support you if you need anything further, or if she's on vacation or something. And these are the areas that we will support you. Again, we initially process your any request for money or invoices or anything, and we will disperse that money to your group or to whoever that provides service for you based on their invoice. We respond to any question you might have about the process or anything that you need, like help in mentoring with that. We help you to keep track of your budget. We will have sessions which you can reach out to us and ask questions. And we also help you to go through the city requirements. There are requirements about how you, for example, if you prepare a flyer, how you should acknowledge the city on that, how you should acknowledge me or any other contributor. So we will help you to make sure you understand how you should do that, and we will give you extra support for that. And also in our one-on-one session, we will go through the agreement that I will prepare for you, and we can ask any question that you have. And just a reminder that if you provide food in any of your activity or session, you need to have food handling certification. If one person is certified, that's enough. It doesn't have to be. If you have it from the past, it's still valid. I don't remember how many years it's valid, but we can ask city. But if it's still valid, that's okay. You don't need anything further than that. But if you don't have that one person, you either should have attended one of the city's training that happened in the past 2 weeks, or you need to let the city know as soon as possible so they can, based on the number of people, arrange for another training. So if you have that, I think it's not needed. Just send the information to the city contact and keep us posted, and we will also follow up on your behalf. And just very quickly about the budget, I know you all have a work plan and a budget which we have received along with confirmation, but you can shift up to 20% of your budget between the approved line of budget, but it has to be with NICH's permission. So you let us know if you think that things might change along the way. Just let us know early, so go over it together, and if you feel it's that feasible is possible or it makes sense, we just do it. But anything beyond that has to go to the city. So just to let you know this ahead of time. And we need the city requires a project completion report, which has to come 30 days after the completion of your activities. And the last deadline for us to send everything to the city is like in January. So we won't wait till January, obviously, but just want to let you know in case there is any challenges or anything. But right after you finish your activity, you need to prepare your report and final financial reporting and send it to us. So we work it together, and in 30 days, if it's ready, we will send it to city. That's the process. Okay, so this is some items that I took from the agreement that city has sent to us. So I think I spoke to most of these items before. The only thing that I wanted to again, we are here to support you. We have lots of many years of experience working with resident leaders like you. So if you need anything, you want to navigate in terms of booking a space, where to go, who to speak to, feel free to reach out to us, and we are here to help you. So if you can go to the next one, Farwell. Okay, so your responsibilities as project leads and project main contacts is to, first of all, attend orientation. I think that has been already done. Almost everyone is here. They confirm the dates and the dates of your activity. I know some of you said you had activities first or second week of July, but because you shipped the confirmation late, it might be pushed back. So let's confirm the dates and budget and who is involved. That one more time, probably in our one-on-one report. So we also keep our finance posted. They know the deadline when they should kind of distribute the money to you, and then they have to expect the report. So that's something we have to do. And finalize the promotion and outreach plan, and if you need any help, let us know. And during the project, keep track of all the spending. It's very, very important to keep the report. I just want to talk about that with more details. Try to have clean reports, clean receipt. Don't mix it with personal grocery and stuff like that. Things that, she will talk about those things, but maintain a very good report of your spending and receipts. And submit your request for money on a timely basis. She will talk about financial timelines and how we distribute money. So please pay attention to that if you have any question asked. And also stay in touch on a regular basis. If there is any, just to let us know what's going on. Don't be shy to send updates by email, pictures of the things that you do. But we also most probably schedule monthly checking with you, depending on how long your project might take. But we will have it regular checking the schedule, which we will communicate to you as well. And also, so they just, be in very close contact with each other during the time of the project. And any changes in your leadership, in your group structure, any major changes, please communicate that to us as well. And after the project, the most important thing is to send your final financial report and your narrative report, pictures, everything that you have within 30 days of the completion of the project. And share your photos, because we also want to brag about your successful story and beautiful work that you have done, and that will be also shared with you. So that's the summary of the things, your responsibility. If you can go to the next one, Farwa. I will talk about this tomorrow because I have another section. I don't want to keep Nahi too long on the phone, so I will keep this for the after the financial presentation. So thanks. Do you have any question? I'm happy to answer any question while it's still fresh.
Not at this moment, until we hear financial.
Financial. Is there any urgent question from the online participants?
Yes. I just asked.
Okay. So I just pass it on.
Yeah, Mandana, please go ahead, Yulika.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So hi, it's Yulika Buchanan from Unison. I just asked if there is a photo consent provided by the city that would cover photos from the events for participants.
You called out for me. You said if there is any photo consent from the city, that is what? Sorry, I didn't hear the rest of the question.
That would cover the consent from participants. So if we're requiring the community members to share pictures of their event, is there photo consent that has been sent by the city?
Like, I haven't received anything to that level of detail from city yet. We just received today, I think a financial and a reporting template today, like at noon time, around noon time.
Yeah.
But I will certainly check about that. And if there is anything, I will share. And if city doesn't have, we are happy to share. I will talk about risk and liabilities. We will have to share our, the template from our niche consent. We can share it with the participants so they can use that one. But I don't remember receiving something like that from the city so far.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm going to, without any further ado, I'm going to pass it on to Nahi. Thank you so much, everyone. I will speak to you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, Nahid, we're seeing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hello everyone. Congratulations again for getting the grants. A good job. So, as Mandana and Kati mentioned, there are some responsibilities as trustee that we have. We do have some internal control processes for the finances. We have to be as a charitable organization, we need to be accountable, transparent, and make sure we are meeting the compliances, like all the legal aspects of the fundings. So to protect you guys and to protect the organization. So making sure that all the spending are documented, approved as per what the budget has been approved by the city. So we will be going over general policies, like what needs to be done when you are submitting your expenses. And then we will also, Sandy is going to support me she will be sharing some forms that you need to complete for each of the different expenses. So your budget is pretty simple. It doesn't have lots of staffing or other expenses. It's basically what we have noticed is program expenses, staff travel expenses, some honorariums, maybe some what else? The programs, advances. So for the program expenses, you will be requesting the advance forms, like advance money, like you need the fund to spend in the project. So how those processes are going to take place. So I'll explain that now. And then we will share some forms. And Mandana has all the documents, the expense codes, the forms, all are there in one folder. So after this training, she will be sharing for each of your projects expense codes and the expense forms that you will have access to whenever you need. And we are here, as Mandana said, we are here to support you. We will provide you do the deadlines, when to submit everything, and things like that. I know in one session you may not remember everything, that's why we're recording, but anytime you have any questions, anything that we may not have covered, please do email us. Any one of us will be there to respond to your queries. So we just have to make sure that we're using our niche's current expense form when we're submitting the expenses. We have to make sure that all the sections are filled out. We have to make sure that the receipts are all itemized in the expense forms. So sometimes some of the staff submit only the credit card receipt. We cannot just accept that for audit purpose. We need to have the receipt that itemizes the program supplies that you have bought or snacks you have gotten. So we need to make sure that we have the itemized receipts, not the ones that shows only the credit card payment or any payment, any other kind of payments you have made. Usually we request that you tape the receipts in a blank sheet and label them and send it to us when scanning so it's more clear. But if it's too much time consuming, you can just scan the receipts as long as it's in the form and it shows in the comment section, the description, what was it for, it should be good. We should also, in the forms, you will see there is a purpose that we need. What was it for? Was it for a session on July 25th? Or was it a travel to purchase the snacks, things like that? You need to provide some kind of a very short description of what was the expense for. As I mentioned, the expenses must be submitted by the deadline that we will be sharing, because as you will see, you have seen, Mandana has mentioned in our contracts with the city, we have a deadline to submit the reports within 30 days and things like that. So I don't know yet how your project, each of the project time frame is, whether it's for 4 weeks or 8 weeks. Once we know that details, how we are issuing the advances, so we'll make sure you have the funds available to complete your project within the time frame, provided we will be monitoring the budget. We will be making sure you are spending within the budget that has been approved by City of Toronto. And of course, you guys will be monitoring, but again, there will be reviews by Mandana, there will be reviews by me. So there are levels of approvals, levels of internal controls in place that we are not overspending the amount or we are not underspent by the end of the project. So we are all working as a team. So it's a teamwork. Anytime there is something that I'll see, oh, this expenses will not be accepted, so I'll be coming back to Mandana. Mandana will be communicating that to you. So it will be a teamwork. But feel free if you have any questions or anything, anytime you have any doubts about which expenses are accepted and which are not. What else? So these are all the same that I have already mentioned. Managers need to approve, correct expense code needs to be used, no personal expenses, no alcohol or reimbursable, you all know it, but I just thought I need to add that. So you can either submit the expense form through emails or in person, whatever works for you. You must keep a copy of everything you submit for your own records as well, just in case. Any questions on this overall? It's that overall, we have a 40-page financial policies. This is just a simple, like, I just don't want to make it complicated for you guys. So any questions you have up till now, please do let me know. Nothing yet? Okay, so first of all, I'd like to show you the expense codes. How does that work? So we have created expense code for each of the projects. So we have 9 projects that got approved. We are trusting 9 of the projects. So each projects have a different team leads. So the team leads will be receiving the expense codes for their own projects. So what we will do is I'll just open up one and show you how the expense codes at niche works. So this is the, sorry, what did I do? Okay. This is the expense codes for different expenses for the projects. So let's say you are submitting a staff transportation. You have traveled for the month to different places and you need to claim your staff travel. So we have a staff travel form, and in the staff travel form, there is a column where it will be like expense codes. So for staff travel, you will be using 5,900. 15 is the community development projects that we have, and 211 is your project code. So make sure that you are using for the project name Doing Us Better, this is the code you will be using, 5,900, 15 to 11. If I open another project, let's say Be Future Ready, is the same. First 4 digit will be the same, 5,900, but the project code is for that project is 213. So the last 3 digit is changing for each of the projects, but the first 6 digits will be the same. So make sure that you have your own projects codes so that you are using your expense codes for when you are submitting the expenses. So those are all the 9 projects expense codes we have, and Farwa or Mandana will be sharing with each of the leads for their own projects. So that's the expense codes. The financial forms that you will be more familiar with, you will be more using, are the advanced forms. So what is advanced form? Advanced forms are the ones that when you will require, let's say you have some sessions booked and you need fund and you need the fund in hand to conduct those sessions. So you will be requesting $1,000 advances maximum at a time. We can't issue more than $1,000 just for our policies. But as soon as you spend your $1,000, you can submit the program expense form, which is a form that where you are showing how much, where you have spent all these expenses, all these funds. So let's say we have given you $1,000 advance form. We would request that when you are requesting the advance forms, you are providing the breakdown as well. Okay, $1,000 from this, I'll be spending 200 on snacks. Like that's your forecasting, your tentative plan that this is what I'm planning to spend on. $500 on honorariums, $200 on program supplies, things like that, so that we have the breakdown. And it's okay if you don't go exactly like the breakdown provided by the end of the month when you're submitting your receipts, it's fine. But when the end of the month you're submitting your receipts, you are making sure you are completing the program expense form. So I'll open the program expense form. So this is how each of our forms look like, expense forms. Electronic, you can fill it up online, submit and complete and submit it through emails. So each of these columns have a date, a program, which program you are doing, then the expense codes, then you put the total amount of the receipts and you write the expense descriptions. Sandy will get into more details. So I just want to show where the expense codes go. So when you are given, let's say $1,000 or $500 advances, you have to show where you have spent. You are making sure you are submitting the receipts to verify the expenses. And then in total, you have spent, let's say $480. So $20 needs to be e-transferred to us. And there is in the form, the e-transfer address. So you will be e-transferring. If you overspend, then you will be completing another form, which is called staff expense form. So this is the form that you will have to complete. where it's the same, you are being reimbursed. So we will be paying you if you spend anything over the advances that is provided to you. So there are all the forms that's there that Sandy will be going over. So basically, these are all the forms that you will be using. So for honorarium, I just want to mention for an honorarium request, if a person is getting, let's say, more than $500 for a charitable organization, we need to issue T4As because of CRA requires us to do that. So if any of the coordination staff are getting honorarium more than $500 or $1,000, then we have to make sure you're completing the T4A, you're providing the SIN numbers so that year end, not immediately, when we do the T4s and T4As for the calendar year of 2025, we have those information to submit the T4As for the person. If you are just giving to the community members any honorariums like $50 or $100, some of you may have that in your budget. If that's the case, that is a one-time payment, then we don't need the SIM number. You just have to mention it in the form. It's just a one-time payment. It will not exceed $500. So we will make that exception of not getting the SIN number for those members, because I am aware that some community members may have issues providing SIN numbers. So we will make an exception of not, because sometimes some of the resident community members may work for our projects under different programs, like Nature has other projects that the residents may be paid, community members may be paid honorariums, but if it's only for your project that they're getting paid, we can, they do not need to provide us the SIN numbers. We have to make sure that whoever is getting paid, they're completing the electronic transfer form. That's like EFT form. For bank, we do direct deposits. We do not write manual checks. So we do direct deposits to the bank. So we need the banking information, completed form, and a void check with that, so that whoever we are paying, they are getting paid online. If, let's say, Unison is taking care of a project and they have paid for some of the expenses and they just want to invoice us, we will need a payment voucher form by Mandana or especially by manager, that payable to Unison, and the amount and the invoice should be attached, the description, what it is for. So those forms are there as well for any vendors. Or suppose you got some translation services from someone and there's an invoice. So if we are paying any invoices, for those invoices, the payment voucher form needs to be completed, approved by the managers, and then it comes to the finance team. The expense reconciliation form is also there, which is what Sandy will explain what that is. So what I'll do is that I'll stop sharing and Sandy will now go through each of the forms for you to have a look at it, and also any questions you might have after, because it's not, once you start working on the forms, it's not a complicated things. Everything is there, all the automatic formulas are there. It's just making sure that the expense codes are correct. But anytime anything that is not clear, just let me know. So any questions still now before Sandy takes over? Sorry if I've gone too fast. Everyone good? No questions yet? All right. Sandy, it's up to you now. Oh, I think, is there a question in chat? Okay.
Thank you, Nahid. So let me share my screen. Everybody can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, hello, everyone. I will go through each financial form. Let's start with the advance requisition form. So to complete this form, it's just by filling the section 1 information, section 1 on the form. So payable to your name, whoever is requesting the advance, amount you're requesting, and the program name. And the description can be cash advance request submitted by your name, the date, and manager has to sign off on the form. Also, you have to, when you submitting the form, you have to attach a breakdown of projected expenses of advance amount requested.
Just give me a second. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you notice that there is a code of 1310. We are not using any expense code yet because this is just an advance. We don't know yet what it has been spent on. So you're not putting any other expense. We have already automatically put in which code it's going to, because once we get all the receipts and the expense details, then we will be recording it to different expenses. So for advances, you don't need to put in any expense codes. You are providing us with a breakdown of the budget, how you are using the advances. Okay, Sandy, go ahead.
Other, for the first time of requesting, you also need to complete the electronic funds transfer form, EFT form, along with your voided check in order for us to process your payment. So after the cash advance requested, the next thing you have to do by the end of month is the advance reconciliation submission. The process of reconciliation is there are two forms to complete and submit it along with all your receipts. The first form you have to work on is the program expense form. Enter the total amount you have received at the beginning of the month from the cash advance. For example, if you have received 500, and then you will start to enter the first receipts from the line 11, like the receipt date, program name, expense code, and the total of your receipts, and what's your receipts for, and the total taxes from your receipt can be entered in the column H, and it will also give you the 5% and the 8% in the column D and E. So do the same thing for the second receipt or third receipt. After you enter all your receipts, you will get the total of your receipts and taxes in the line 23. So the box of 25, F25, it will be auto giving you the amount of underspending or overspending out of your advance you have received. So in this case, you have underspent $20. So this $20 have to be returned to Niche by making e-transfer to receivables at niche.ca. So if there's any slightly overspending amount, you'll be reimbursed in our upcoming EFT run. So once you finish this program expense form, you can work on the second form, which is the reconciliation form. How to complete this form is by summarizing up the expense form. How to complete this form is just summarizing up the expense code from the program expense form you have worked on earlier, and enter each total of expense code into the reconciliation form. So in this case, you only have one code. You just have to enter the total from line 23 into the reconciliation form. So the category can be expense, and the program name, the code, and the total of the taxes, and the total of the receipts.
Can I just add something, Sandy? So just to make it easier for you guys, if it's one code that you have only used for the advances, you don't need to complete the expense reconciliation form because it's already there, one code, we have the total and all. But suppose you had in there for snacks as well, or for honorariums that you have paid, there are 3 or 4 different kinds of expense codes that you have used. Then we need to know, okay, how much was used for supplies, how much was used for honorariums, how much was used for snacks. So you will then put the 2-3 different codes in the expense reconciliation, and then the total must match with the total that's in this form. So let's say 480 was spent for supplies, but $20 you spent on snacks. Snacks code is different than the supplies code. So those two will be like in the expense reconciliation form, you will be adding 6,700, 15,211 is 480, and 6,760, that's our snacks code, 15,211 is $20. So that's when we need the expense reconciliation form. If you're spending only for one code, then we don't need the expense reconciliation form. Hope that's clear. Okay, Sandis, go ahead. Sorry.
So these are the process of the cash advance reconciliation. Let's talk about next form. The next form I wanna show you is the payment voucher form. So this form is used by when you're requesting a payment for an invoice to be paid from Niche directly to outside vendor. The section 1 part has to complete by the requester. So payable to the invoice name and the invoice amount to be paid, program name, code, invoice number, what's the invoice for, submitted by your name, the date, and authorized by the manager. So of course, we have to also receive the EFT form along with the voided check from the vendor in order for us to process their payment. So next form is the honorarium T4A form and the EFT form. So these two forms are combined as one doc. The honorarium form, the top section will be completed by our staff who is requesting the honorarium. So payable to the payee who is receiving the honorarium, amount to be paid, staff name is your name, program name, code, service, what's the honorarium for, and the manager has to sign off on the date. And from the T4A information section and the EFT form has to have to complete by the payee who is receiving the honorarium. So by the end of the year, we will issue the T4A to the payee who has been received the honorarium over 500 from us. The next form is the gift card receipts form. So this form is when you are distributing the gift card, it has to complete. It has to complete it. The name of the receiver, the amount, and the gift card number. What's the event from? And the form has to be signed by the receiver. The last two forms I want to talk about are the staff expense form and the travel form. These two forms are used for claiming work-related expense from our employee, our staff. For the staff expense form, you have just enter each receipt into the form, like the receipt date, program name, the code, and the total of your receipt, first receipt, and then the what's the receipts for and the taxes from the receipt. For the travel form, if you have any mileage or token parking to claim, you have to complete this form. So the date of your travel, from where to where, how much kilometers, and how many token you used, how much the parking receipt, and the purpose of the travel. So if you have 20 kilometers mileage, you will also given the dollar amount of how much you will be reimbursed. So as niche of policy, we are not reimbursing staff for going to work or leaving the work. So only additional trips within the workday related to work are considered eligible for staff travel reimbursing. So that's all pretty much for the financial forms. Any questions so far?
Sandy, so Mehdi,
Sorry,
you saw
Carol,
the,
before you
yeah.
go,
Mhm.
just wanted to add around the advances. It's not necessary that we will only accept one advance per month. So if you need more than one advances in a month, let's say you have more than $1,000 planned to spend in a month, or your project is only for 3 weeks, where you have to spend $5,000. I am not sure if there is any project like that. So we can go up to 1,500, 2,000, depending on what the project is, what your request is. But then we will issue the second advance after we receive the receipts for the first advance. So you have accounted for the first advance. You have shown us that you spent all the $1,500, $1,000 or $2,000, whatever advances we gave at first, and you have accounted for, you have submitted the required receipts, you have coded it, and then we can process the second advance for you to continue the project expenses and things like that. So as long as we receive the supporting documents for the first advances, or if there are any staff expenses that you have incurred, suppose you need something for tomorrow, your session is tomorrow, and you forgot to submit an advance form. So we need time to process it. You have to keep in mind, you need to give us 2-3 days to process because there are approvals needed and things like that. And we have set deadlines to issue advances. So hopefully you will be able to submit by the deadlines. If and for any reason you missed a deadline and we need to do an exception, still we need to be given some timeline, like a few days to process it. And in the meantime, you have spent through your pocket with our approval, like Mandana's approval, or we know about it, then what you have to do is complete a staff expense form and submit that receipt, and we can process it in our next EFT run. So there are other processes that's in place. It's difficult to, each situation can be different. So if there are anything that is not covered, or you feel like, as you go within your project and do things, this was not, we don't know what to do about this, do come to us with any questions that you might have. So any questions? I see there is a question.
Yeah, Nahid, in the chat, Mehdi's asking if
Yeah,
you could
so
provide
yeah,
a
Sandy,
complete
you do
manual.
have a form where all this explanation is done, right?
Yeah, we have everything I've mentioned about form is in this documentation, details of a financial form. So you can have it for your reference.
So all detailed explain the descriptions of how to complete the form, in which column and what those, all of these are explained here, and when to use which form. So this will be shared by Mandana with you guys. Any other questions?
So I was wondering if we can get like a sample completed form that help us reduce, like for you as well as for us, because make the life easier for you guys and for us. Sample of each form, like if possible, give us each form, how, because some of the information we may not know exactly what you mean by that, or us we put in wrong information. Make life easier for you and for us as well when you're processing it.
So I'm not sure, because the advanced form, if you open advanced form, Sandy. So it's basically very basic information, like it's payable to, let's say, Mehdi. Invoice amount is $1,000. You're requesting $1,000. Program would be whatever your project name is. code
Okay.
we have already provided. Expense description would be advanced for project expenses for the month of June or for the month of July. And submitted by you, date would be that. And then Mandana will have to
Sign it. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty basic. For the form that is a bit complicated, program expense form, Sandy did show the sample. Open the program expense form. So here are the progress. So she did complete it, right? So cash advance that was provided was $500. So it's a sample completion. And then what is the date on each of the receipts, program, expense code, and you are inputting the HST on column H, $20, and then automatically column D and E will be calculated 5% and the 8%. That as a charitable organization, we need to separate it for rebates. We do get HST rebates, so that has to be separated. But you don't need to do anything as long as you are entering the correct HST amount in column H. So the formulas are all there. The totals will all be there, done by that. So that's how, yeah, what we can do, I think, Sandy, you do need to complete a expense reconciliation form, a sample expense reconciliation form maybe before this goes out, and save it in the folder and share it with Mandana so that it's more clear what that is.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense, Madhi? Will that help?
Yeah, definitely. That will
All
really
right.
help. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Anything else? Anyone? And I'm sure there will be questions as you request your project cost and expense codes and things like that. And Mandana, Farwa, Kati, me, Sandy, we are all here. Yeah, we'll support you as we go along. Okay, so if there is nothing else, Mandana, it's over to you.
Go back to the slides and share the screen. So thank you so much, Nari. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Nahid and Sandy, for that comprehensive presentation. I know I've been really impressed. I've been with Niche for 2 years, and I've been really impressed by the financial processes in Niche. I work with many organizations, and I think they have the most detail, which is really great. And don't worry, like it looks too much like that for you. But as you do it, you work with me and Fargo, and we help you with that. Don't worry about it. It's not that, but it just looks like that. Exactly. Ours is pretty basic. Yes. Don't worry. Any question? We will help you. We have a very supportive finance staff. So that's great. I'm just gonna just talk a little bit again. This is not everything. It's not only details because I know you already see a lot of details about the finance. So I don't want to overwhelm that. And I wish you were in the room with us. We have a little bit of a slide. But I'm just going to very briefly because I know some of you really start activities this week, next week. I just want you to have a sense of what to keep an eye for and what to be mindful of. But again, we'll have more detail in the agreements, and then we can, when we meet one-on-one, you can ask any question and you can read that. And it takes a while to absorb all the information and digest it. So you want to make sure you have that thought before you get back. So basically, added to whatever I shared with you previously, I just want to give you some pointer of the things that you have in mind. But I know the way I have seen you, even with your kind of short conversation that we have together, I know you have some experience working with the community. So I know many of you is not your first time, you have done similar projects in the past. But I want you to just bring a few things, as we move to the community specifically because you are covered under our insurance, things that we have to be mindful of and take safety measures to manage the risk of that we pose to yourself and to your participant. So there is like a few things that I'm sure most of it you know, but I just want to remind that. So first of all is that any complex project activity is covered by insurance for us, but we want you to stick to those activities. you are planning to do, for example, a walk, and you don't talk about the snack, don't provide a snack. If you want to provide a snack, let us know so we change that activity. We know that activity is changed, right? So stick to your plan, and if you feel the change is needed, and we know community work is very flexible, we have to be very, very fluid and change things very often, but just communicate about it. So we know now this is the new course of action or the new project activity. So stick to the plan that you have as much as possible. And one important thing is to keep the privacy of your participants. So people will register for your program, they might be Eventbrite or a sign-up link, or they might send you an email. So you will have people's information, their phone number, email, might be address, I don't know what kind of information collecting. So it's very important to keep those information secure. First of all, you just keep it, we ask you when you sign the agreement for you to sign the confidentiality form. So you make a commitment that you keep it confidential, and the way you do it, I know sometimes we just don't want to do things, but things happen because we have our computers open at home or you're in a library or something, just to make sure you store them on your secure computer, laptop. As much as possible, don't share them with the crowd. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when I get to one-on-one, because one clause in the city agreement is that you shouldn't share the information in a server that is in the United States. And who knows what server is in the United States? So just keep it simple, save it to your computer. Don't save it on the cloud, okay, the information you have. So that's one thing, and also, like, if you make a copy, for example, if you go to an event, you have a walk or a nature walk or an event. If you have a sign-in sheet, don't leave the sign-in sheet open so everyone can see people's phone number, keep it. Like if you when the people come sign up, close your phone number. Put it aside, keep it in a safe place. These are very simple things that you can, simple measures that you can take to keep it. And if you're not sure about something, just talk to us. So we will guide you through the process. But do you want to say something? Yeah, so I thought nobody's really good at this, so I really want to give you some more pointer about that.
Okay, no, fine. I would just say, like I think the thing to take away, like, you really just want to keep things very simple, and recognize that I know that it might seem like there's a lot of rules and regulations, but the city has all their lawyers, and they need to be protected in a certain way. So we all have to kind of just follow the rules, but we try to make it very simple for you,
exactly,
so that you're protected, the city's protected, and so is the organization here. So
exactly. And again, ask us questions as we move along the process. So, for example, if you're taking video, I think there is this section, but if you take videos or photos from touch, so you need to have permission. The permission can be as simple as that, like they have done walks, James walk. You go and 100 people are coming to walk with you. You can't get everyone to sign, there is no time. You just read. You just read something at the beginning of the event and say, okay, and if you pose to the camera or you are on the way of that camera, you're giving us consent to do the form. We help you how to write that and how to read that. If you don't want to be identified, you can give them a sticker. Put this flogger on your clothes. So our photographer won't photograph you. Or if they see you in the photography, they just remove that photo. They won't do that. Things as simple as it doesn't have to be anything complicated. If you have a smaller program that's happening, it is good to have written consent, and we have templates that we use in the niche. For our staff, we will provide the same thing, similar things to you, so you can use it. But it can be very simple, can be done very simple. And follow protocols for the storing participant information. I will share a little bit about that, and we'll talk about it later when we do one-on-one. And the food handling certificate is very important. I think we already had a couple of communication about that. So just make sure that you identify this as soon as possible. If you have one person certified, if you don't, have you participated in any of the city's previous training? If not, please let the city know as soon as possible. I have provided the email address in your email. If you don't find it, contact Farwa and she will help you to navigate through that. And also, if you have volunteers and they don't have your certified, it's important someone who is certified be in the kitchen with them to provide food. That's not everyone has to be certified, but the person who has the certification has to kind of oversee the process of handling food. And if there is any leadership changes in your group, let us know. If you decide not to do the project, God forbid something happened, illness or something, just let us know. That's okay. You just have to communicate to the city. And I think I spoke about this. Stick to the approved project activity. And if you need to make changes, communicate that to us as soon as possible. And follow our Golden Guideline and financial management, very comprehensive spoke about that. And if you have questions, you're not sure, always get in touch with us. And also safety guidelines. I will talk to our, we haven't had the chance to coordinate, but I will see if we can maybe share some of our, like I would say, policies that we have for safety with you guys. And probably, if you can, I give it maybe right out for you. But I will talk to you about safety of the participant, like simple things that, for example, if you're doing this home, make sure things are not blocking people's way because then you reduce the risk of fall. Things are very simple things that most of it is common sense, nothing complicated, but we will share what we have. But if you go to outside venues, for example, you use a school for your activity, make sure you understand, fire safety, where people have to exit or something, and you have to tell people what that is not an event. If you come to niche, we will teach you where our fire exit, what happens if fire is, like how you can evacuate. But if you go to venues that are not known to you, make sure you get the safety guideline from whoever who has it. If it's TDSP, if it's city, whoever it was, just make sure you know those things. And then I think we spoke about reporting 30 days after the end of your activities and submit it as soon as reach out to us, ask for help, get us to work, and make it get it out of the way as soon as possible. And I think we spoke about that. Keep receipting for everything. Keep the number of. For example, if you have an event, how many people? You can simply just make estimate of funds. It doesn't have to be anything that we can take it. But have a good idea of how many people. That's important for the university. How many people attended on a daily basis. If you have a hybrid event, how many people were online, how many people did they don't have it. Keep track of those activities, but you will use those information in your final report to get that. And yeah, I think that's it. And any feedback, try to get good testimonials from the faculty. They really enjoyed the program. Get them to talk on a video, write something for you, or give them feedback for. So that will help you with future funding or any activity that comes to your reporting. Make sure you have some sort of feedback from you. And if you need help, we will help you with that. That's it, I think. That's my last slide, right? Yeah, that's it. Any other questions for me?
No, actually, our program is a continuation of our previous programs because we've been doing this program for years. So last year we actually applied for the grant and we didn't get it. So we got it this year.
That's great.
So our program will run from July to November. And ours is very basic, gift cards, bus tickets, 2 meals, and the instructor. Okay. And we plan to stick to the budget that we submitted already. There would be nothing like snacks or box and transportation. We're doing this on our own volunteer. So we want to stick to whatever we submitted.
That's great.
So that's it, like just giving up the gift cards and the bus tickets and the 2 lunches that we asked.
Need the cash.
Yeah, we need the cash. And then we're ready for those. Our most important thing, we say, is to pay the instructor.
Of course.
Right? So our lunches and bus tickets and, gift cards to be given out at any time.
Yes. That's good. That's good.
So we want to stay basic, and we already know, and we talked about the attendance, we already do that.
I see lots of you have done this for many years. We are lucky to have you.
So we do all these things, we clear the room out, we have a room, and we make sure it's clear and where this, away from each other and all these kind of things to prevent falls or accidents.
Great. And before I forget, I just want to also remind you, please, if you haven't already responded to Farma's email about one-on-one meeting, please do that as soon as possible.
We were actually moving to a light code because we're waiting on her to give us a date to respond. So that was our thing. We are available, but it's her who we have to coordinate with to get a date. So I'm gonna try to see if I get a date out of her somewhere. Because I did send her an email, but she didn't answer. So we depend heavily on July cover stuff too, right? Because she's the one who knows all this stuff. They're the ones. And all the feedbacks and everything we do that, we've been doing that for
already have it.
years.
That's
Yes. Every time we finish a session, we do feedbacks.
That's great.
So that's not anything that we can provide you.
That's what.
And then we do, it's a registered program. And then we do, when people come in, we do take their phone numbers, their addresses, you know, and things like that. And they have all that already. So that's like the lists and the attendance and who are there. Our class is very popular.
Wonderful.
It's very popular, always full.
Any, sorry, yeah, that's gonna go. So any question from the online community?
Yes, nobody is there.
Okay, countdown, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if there is no question, I guess we can adjourn for today and again we'll be in touch. Common and we just keep communication with each other. Yes, thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody online. We will get the recording to you soon.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mehdi. Thanks.
Bye, thank you.
Bye. Okay, I'm gonna close the meeting. All right. Okay, thanks, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, bye.